Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and this is actually going to be a story time type video. I mentioned in the past wanting to tell stories on this channel, so I guess this will actually be the first one. Okay, so before I start, the time of this story was actually in 2016. Okay, so please bear with me, and keep in mind that I was a freshman in high school at this time. And the one person who tormented me through it all will have his name revealed because of two reasons. One, he made my life hell, and two, he's not even in Sioux City anymore. So, screw him and his privacy. If he finds this video, then that's his fault. Okay, so anyway, where to begin? Well, so this actually took place at West High. To be honest, this kid's name is Elijah Hafner. Yeah, he was in the same grade I was. Yeah, he basically started sending me death threats for so long that every time I tried pointing it out to the other teachers, they all ended up thinking I was crazy. Yeah, apparently everyone at West High thought I was crazy. At least everyone who knew me thought I was crazy. That's why I didn't tell very many people about it. Damn it, I was on the verge of actually fucking videotaping his ass. Just for proof. Because it did happen several times. Sorry if I'm raising my voice so much, but okay, so the beginning is really irritating, and the ending is just horrifying for me. This is a long story, so yeah, before I continue with the story, just sit back, grab a snack and maybe a drink, because this will be a long story. Okay, so going back to what I said before, the beginning of the story, where Elijah Hafner made my life hell by sending me a death threat. Sure, I didn't have a phone, so of course, what the hell was I gonna do? I couldn't just call the cops, yet there actually was a probation officer and, well, a liaison officer there. Yeah, well, to be honest, that didn't really help much either, and this will be important for later in the story when they come into play. Yeah, so anyway, this was during my freshman year of high school. It was 2016 when this took place. The kid's name was Elijah Hafner. Yeah, I ended up having to backstab his ass just for my family's sake. Yeah, he made threats against my family and showed graphic images of something a so-called devil dog he claimed to have actually did to helpless animals, pretty much. I mean, what, did he just go into the fucking dark web to find gruesome images? Gruesome, bloody images to show to me? I mean, Jesus Christ, this was in English class. And, well, yeah, to be honest, I was fucking horrified when I saw these images. But I couldn't do anything because I didn't have a phone, and hell, I think I still had my old camera back then. Yeah, I think I still have it now, too. But that's a story for another time. And anyway, the images. Yeah, they're like drilled into my head these days. Yeah, even though the kid is long gone and I've already graduated high school, this kid made my freshman year hell. I mean, dude, he basically made everyone think I was crazy. On every encounter, pretty much, things would end badly. I'm still scared, even to this day. And here's why. Aside from the images, the death threats were what really set me off. Yeah, I was actually thinking of transferring schools, hoping I could escape from this asshole. Yeah, Elijah would not let up. Yeah, and every time I tried to report this to a teacher, Elijah would suddenly stop temporarily, and in the end the teachers thought I was crazy. Yeah, they all thought I was crazy. Even though I know what the hell I saw. I'm gonna try not to cuss while telling this so that I don't get the comments disabled. So yeah, but I will still raise my voice though, just because. So anyway, this went on for weeks, months even. Well, at least a couple months. To be honest, this guy was an asshole. He was basically the one who started this whole thing. I mean, dude, it's been that way since middle school pretty much. I've known this kid pretty much since middle school. And the middle school and the high school are not that far from each other. It's like a walk away. Dude, yeah, it's not even that far of a walk to get from the middle school to the high school. So keep this in mind. Pretty much, yeah, this guy was relentless with his death threat. He made a cutthroat thing. He was miming slitting my throat, like right in front of me. Dude, of course I had every right to be scared. I mean, this guy was unpredictable. This guy basically tried to make my life hell until he moved to Sioux Falls. And, dude, this whole thing got so bad that I was at this point highly terrified of him. Apparently, I had paranoia, which will come into play, like, moments after. So anyway, during this whole thing, I was called out of lunch early, and yeah, apparently I left school early because of what Elijah was doing. Yeah, to be honest, the trauma only gets worse from here. Yeah, believe it or not, I ended up going to the hospital. I found out I had paranoia pretty much. I was in the emergency room. And I ended up having to go to the Jackson Recovery Center. Yeah, basically what happened there was far worse. Or at least my life was pretty much worse from there. So yeah, anyway, I was at the Jackson Recovery Center for a week. This was the week of Valentine's Day in 2016, mind you. So yeah, I guess the death threats and harassment from Elijah Hafner were at least a month. But it felt like an entire year pretty much. And that was because of how long I've known Elijah for, since middle school pretty much. But anyway, I was in the Jackson Recovery Center for the first couple nights. I was crying my eyes out, hoping to God that my family was okay, because I was worried that this kid would just locate my family and pick them all off one by one. That was like my mindset as I was in the shower at the Jackson Recovery Center, mind you, a place that I wasn't familiar with. And yeah, to be honest, this was just hell. But it was only like throughout most of the rest of my week, I got nightly visits from one of my mothers, and her at the time partner, whose name will not be mentioned for privacy reasons. But keep in mind that this lady that my mother was dating at the time, she was a very good friend of the family. And yeah, there's another story involving her and going to Arkansas pretty much, but that's a story for another time. Anyway, those two would pay me a visit. We would actually do puzzles since, well, my mother and I have some common ground with liking puzzles, to be honest. It was like the one thing I had there that could potentially, keep my mind focused, and I could actually calm down, knowing that I would at least have some good memories there at the very least. But there are more traumatic moments which take place throughout the rest of my high school experience pretty much. But that might be another story for another time. Anyway, there was this one day when I heard an alarm and basically freaked out at this point. Yeah, it was so loud that it actually traumatized the hell out of me. But that wasn't the worst part. I mean, dude, that's not even the worst of it. I mean, when I heard that alarm, I thought, oh no, Elijah had finally fucking found me. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. But yeah, pretty much, the doors on the place had alarms. Let's be honest, on the first night entering the Jackson Recovery Center, my mother had apparently run into someone who used to work for her. But by the way, this lady was really nice, and she actually picked me up from school once. But by the way, her name will also be kept anonymous for privacy reasons. But anyway, yeah, I was scared half to death, and yeah, apparently I also ran into an old face. Yeah, someone who I would see I don't know, maybe every 6 months, I guess. Who I will also be seeing in the future as well for privacy reasons. For reasons I will not bring up in this. And yeah, to be honest, it wasn't really all that bad, but at the same time, the worst part of it was, you might find this shocking or even hilarious, but don't laugh. Otherwise, I'll be really pissed, and if you start harassing me over it, you will get blocked. Keep that in mind. So anyway, the main thing that traumatized me more than the alarms was, sporks, actually. Yeah, this actually got brought up at the graduation party when one of my mothers decided to talk about it with her niece who showed up to the party. Yeah, this is the whole story. of what happened and why I'm so, well, traumatized by sporks, to be honest. Anyway, dude, these damn things were tiny as hell. Like fucking spork ends with little nubs. God, every time someone brought that up, I'd fucking flip. I mean, dude, I went into a nervous breakdown over it pretty much. And mind you, this may have only been a week, but it felt like an eternity in hell. Yeah, it felt like an eternity in hell despite the fact that it was only a week. The week of Valentine's Day, pretty much. I was out before... Wait, actually, yeah, I was... Dude, I was out by that weekend, pretty much. I was only in there for like 7 days. That was it. But to be honest, the sporks are what caused this trauma. Yeah, sure, my other mother, Robin, being the insensitive person she is, she decided to bring it up. I snapped, cussed her out, and just started crying. This was in front of a good friend of the family too. Basically since I was a child, I had met this lady. But I won't mention her. I won't mention her name for privacy reasons. But anyway, about this lady though, she just recently moved away, and she's basically retired, pretty much. I still miss her to this day, but keeping back on topic with the whole story. Yeah, my mother, being the insensitive pain in the neck she was, or is probably, I don't know, it kind of flips. And yeah, she brought up the whole spork thing, and I was in tears. Yeah, I cussed her out, then basically cried. Yeah, that's how traumatic it is. To be honest, and the one who started this whole thing was Elijah Hafner. I mean, if it wasn't for Elijah sending death threats and shit, I would have been fine otherwise. I mean, hell. Basically, everyone thought I was crazy because of Elijah. Yeah, he somehow got everyone to think that I was crazy. To be honest, this is already a personal enough story to tell as it is. Thankfully, Elijah's creepy ass decided to move to Sioux Falls, which, by the way, I've been avoiding going to Sioux Falls since then because that's where he went. Even when my family decided to take a vacation to Sioux Falls, I was left home alone one night, and yeah, there it is. Yeah, well, to be honest, though, I still have tears in my eyes to this day just talking about it. Yeah, and to be honest, I am still scared. I mean, that's why I'm never going to Sioux Falls ever in my entire life. At least not until the asshole's dead. But don't take this the wrong way, though. I mean, I'm not, like, wishing for someone to die, pretty much. I'm just gonna wait for a good opportunity to go to Sioux Falls at some point. I mean, it's better for me that he's not around so that I don't get tormented again, pretty much. Yeah, he was an absolute bully when he was still at West High. Everyone thought I was crazy, even those I thought I could trust. And let's be honest, I have more stories about my time at West High too. If you want to hear those, then please be sure to give this a like if you enjoyed it. Comment down below, let me know what you think. Subscribe and click the bell for notifications. It'll really help my dying channel out. I'm still waiting for questions for the upcoming Q&A video, so leave your questions in the comment section down below. And with that being said, this was a really personal story to tell. I basically couldn't tell it without freaking out, and I made this channel a year ago, mind you. I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to do with it. So with this in mind, and if you want to hear another personal story, then comment down below and let me know. And with that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow in the next video. And FYI, I do have an idea for a cover song this weekend. So yeah, it'll be a surprise. So with this in mind, have a good day, afternoon, evening, night, or whatever time you're watching this, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So, see you soon.